Good morning. My name is Michael R. Roser, and I am co-founder of Strategic Life Coaching, LLC. Please visit us at abundantlifeslc.com for more of these videos. This morning I wanted to talk about the boogeyman, and just reminded me of a story. I used to think that this big, huge monster lived underneath my bed. And occasionally babysitters and my brothers and my mom and dad would have to come in and actually look underneath that bed to, I just waved at my fiance coming in, and to make sure that that boogeyman wasn't there. And I find that that boogeyman, even as an adult, still resides, and that voice still talks to me, and it sometimes torments me. And so living a spiritual life, I pray to God these days to help me with that boogeyman. And the boogeyman for me now takes more of a fancied, again, fear stands for fantasized experiences appearing real. And some things in my life, as I talked about on a previous video, are weeds. And those things have to be taken out and they have to be maintained. But this is something different for me. This is something that is fancied in my world, where I make problems that don't exist, or I take a small problem and tend to turn it into a very larger one. And then I start to have doubts and the fear that I'm not good enough, or that I'm not worthy of love and compassion, and that doubt really sinks in. And so today what I'm trying to do is, there's only two things in my world now that can be fed, if you will. So I can either feed that torment and allow that boogeyman to grow in me on a day-to-day basis and get larger and larger and larger, therefore my doubts and fears get larger and larger. Or I can look to today, the present day, and I can pray to God as I understand God to help me with what's in front of me just for today. So if I have made a commitment that I'm going to get myself back in shape, which I did 6 years ago, that I'm going to get myself to eat better, I'm going to take my medications for my emotional imbalances as prescribed by the physician. Those things I can do every single day to feed where I'm trying to go today, which is a much more peaceful and abundant life. And so I encourage all of you, first of all, to be honest with yourself. There's a really good quote from Plato that I love, and I think it gets to this point that I'm trying to make this morning. The worst of all deception is self-deception. And that is by Plato. And I think that is a perfectly good way to, what is that deception? Well, the deception for me is, am I feeding the boogeyman, who I call Tasmanian devil in my life, or am I feeding God, and am I trying to be of service to the people around me? And I love it, and I encourage all of you to look inside of yourself to find what's really ticking and what's blocking you from having an abundant life. And I'll bet you, as it is with me, that sometimes we're feeding the wrong source. Be good and take care. Bye now.